try again. Thank you. There are three scenarios that we'd briefly like to go through with you. The first scenario is a relatively common type of situation. Now, we've seen all of these scenarios very recently. And some of them are actually still in development. The first scenario is a common scenario where a company is wishing to sell one of its subsidiaries. They want maximum amount of value for that subsidiary and they want a clean exit from it. At the same time, information is limited and they want to go through an auction process. As Jonathan alluded to earlier, the auction process and the deals are becoming more and more sophisticated in terms of time management, in terms of due diligence, and in terms of risk and capital transfer. This was also alluded to by Senior Lucy earlier as well. The risk manager in this particular case was brought in at quite an early stage to engage risk advisors, including his insurance brokers. Now, this was quite a new development, that they actually brought an insurance company in at an early stage who put a deal team together in order to price the risk for them arising out of this transaction. By doing that, it enabled the risk manager to provide to the stakeholders involved, the deal team, his finance director, and all the other interested parties, certainty early in the stage of the transaction. That certainly involved providing a commentary on the capital that was likely to be available for the outstanding liabilities, the pricing of that capacity, as well as an overall risk solution. This enabled the transaction to move forward by pricing out the known and some of the unknown liabilities arising out of it. The second situation is a slightly different one. It's interesting, and it's something that we're looking at the moment. So I can't be too public with the type of scenario. But needless to say, this is a shareholder-approved winding up of an asset holding company. This company, I think it's fair to say, they hold as their assets a number of boutique hotels and prestigious specialist retailers throughout Europe. Now, this has been approved by their shareholders, and they're looking to sell off their assets over a period of about 18 months. They have a number of issues with regards to liabilities from the sale of each transaction, from the sale of each asset, and they would be required, mainly because of tax requirements, to hold monies in escrow for a period of 6 years. But the shareholders want to realise as much value upon the sale of those assets as quickly as possible. At the same time, the management want protection against ongoing future litigation. Again, the risk manager has engaged an insurance broker to look at ways of conducting a due diligence process, particularly on the warranty and indemnity side, for those specific transactions when they're selling those assets. As an insurance provider, we're helping the insurance broker access various different insurance options, including the warranties and indemnities, insurance coverage arising out of those transactions, and the other types of liabilities that might be relevant. At the same time, the ongoing standard types of covers, like the insurances of the property, investment properties themselves, until they're disposed of. Scenario 3 is again something that's going on very recently. It's a very high-profile global business which has very cross-border issues currently, and it's a divestment of 2 manufacturing subsidiaries from a large global parent and the sale to another conglomerate. It's highly visible, as I've said already, and there's very much in the press in many different countries, this particular transaction. There was an auction process involving private equity and trade buyers, and there were issues with unions, and just to make matters even more complicated, with these 2 subsidiaries, the conglomerate wished to sell them as a package, not individually. On top of that, there were pension liabilities in the hundreds of millions of dollars, plus US exposure from historical operations. The parent obviously wanted maximum exit price. And in the midst of all of this, the risk management function was approached in order that they could provide proactive input into value creation on the sale.